the easiest way to practice your English speaking skills alone at home. In this video lesson, I'll be sharing with you 11 easy ways to practice your English speaking skills alone at home so that you get the speaking practice, you improve your English, and you feel more confident speaking in English. Now, if this is the first time you're here on my YouTube channel, welcome. My name's Adriana from EnglishTeacherAdriana.com. I help English learners improve their English, boost their confidence to finally speak English confidently. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on notifications so that you get that bell when I post my next video lesson here to help you improve your confidence speaking in English. Guys, these easy ways you can practice your speaking skills alone at home, they work wonders. But you do need to do the work. You do need to understand how to learn so that you can effectively practice and improve your confidence speaking in English. Go and get yourself a pen and paper, take down notes so that you know exactly what you need to do to practice your speaking skills alone at home. You've done that? Let's begin. To practice your speaking skills, you are going to need to speak. But you may be wondering, okay, what do you speak about? To help you think of different topics, ideas to speak about in English, I suggest that you start with immersion. So surrounding yourself with the English language and making the English language a part of your everyday life. Now, ways that you could surround yourself with the English language are by listening to podcasts, watching TV shows, watching movies in English, watching the news in English, watching YouTube videos in English, listening to the radio, listening to podcasts, basically anything that you are watching or listening, do this in English. This is a great way for you to see how different English speakers use the English language and for you to think of different topics you can practice speaking about in English. A lot of you have the problem that you don't know what to speak about in English. Start by surrounding yourself, immersing yourself with the English language so that you can think of different topics to talk about, to speak about in English. Now, immersion is really important, but you want to take it one step further and pay attention to the phrases and expressions you hear through immersion. Pay attention to any new words, phrases, and expressions. Write them down so that you are not being passive with your learning. You are actively learning, actively paying attention to any new phrases and expressions you can use, you can practice at home by yourself to improve your speaking skills. I suggest that you write down these new phrases, expressions in a vocab diary that you have so that you practice and you use them when speaking in English. Now, writing them down is fantastic. You've written them down, but you don't want to forget about these phrases and expressions. You want to practice using them, saying them, so that you can practice and improve your speaking skills. I suggest that you could do two things with these new phrases and expressions. To begin with, in your diary, you could write down example sentences personalized to you. Write them down in your diary, create examples, make them as relevant to you so that you remember and use them in the future. But you want to practice your speaking skills, right? Take it another step further and say them out loud. When you see a new phrase, make sure to don't say it in your head, say these new sentences that you've created, say them 3, 4, 5 times out loud so that you're moving your mouth, you're making sounds, and you're making it a habit to speak in English. Now, in this step, don't worry about your grammar. Don't worry about any mistakes. Just focus on using what you know, using that new phrase, creating sentences to you, because here you're practicing just speaking. You may make some mistakes. That's okay. Make it a habit to speak out loud because with this practice, you're aiming for fluency and your grammar will get there in time. Make sure to be saying them out loud. But if you're really struggling to do this, to create sentences, what you could do then is you could shadow. Now, shadowing is a technique I talk about, I think, in all of my video lessons here on my YouTube channel. Shadowing is when you listen and you repeat. It can be at the same time as the speaker, it can even be after the speaker has said what they've said. So while you are immersing yourself in the language, what I want you to do is when you hear a new phrase, a new expression, say it, copy the speaker, imitate them out loud, not in your head. If you're doing it in your head, you're not practicing your speaking skills, guys, okay? You want to move your mouth, train your mouth to make sounds in the English language so that you feel more confident later on when you do have to speak in English. Shadowing is powerful. Apply these to your immersion routine and you will see that your ability to speak in English will improve. Now, if you feel like shadowing really isn't your thing, look guys, I don't understand why it wouldn't be your thing. Native English speakers do it all the time. Children learn languages like this. But if you're not comfortable shadowing or imitating English speakers, then I suggest that you talk to yourself. So in that vocab book, you have a lot of expressions, a lot of phrases you've heard through immersions. Use them, create situations, role play, talk to yourself about your day. Try to incorporate those phrases and expressions as part of your daily routine. Guys, by you talking to yourself, using that new vocabulary, you'll see that you are thinking. Not only are you practicing your speaking skills, but you are also training your brain to think faster, to use the English language, and to overcome your shyness of speaking in English. If you talk to yourself, you'll be more confident with yourself and you'll feel even more confident when you do have to speak to other English speakers. Even though you may think you may sound crazy, do this in a quiet corner, do this while you're brushing your teeth in the morning, think of those phrases and expressions. I guarantee if you're consistent, you will see the improvements you want. Now, if you're finding it hard to talk to yourself, I understand. Create a role play situation. So create a conversation between you and somebody else and say this out loud. So for example, Bob and Mary, take both of their personas. So for example, if I'm talking, I want to talk about my daily routine, but I don't feel comfortable talking to myself. So I'm going to make up a conversation between Bob and Mary, my imaginary friends. For example, I could say, hey Bob, how was your day? Then I'll be like, hey Mary, yeah, it wasn't too bad. Then Bob, what'd you get up to today? Just create a role play situation. It doesn't need to be perfect. By doing this, you're overcoming your fear to speak in English, you're boosting your confidence, but make sure to be using the phrases and expressions you've heard through immersion. If you're using the same vocabulary over and over again, you're not practicing your speaking, well, you are technically practicing your speaking skills, but you're not improving. Always try to challenge yourself with these small daily tasks. Now, while you're doing this, it's really important to be focusing on fluency. Don't get caught up on articles, prepositions, and all those grammar rules. Did I structure that sentence right or wrong? No, just focus on saying all the words, all the expressions that you know, construct sentences. If you're able to understand 50 to 80% of this video lesson, I guarantee that you know a lot of English. You are able to construct a sentence, but you're just shy. You're scared to do this. While you're creating role plays, while you're talking to yourself, don't worry about the grammar. Forget about the grammar. Just focus on saying them out loud and you'll see your fluency improve. It's also really useful and can be very beneficial for you to do this in front of a mirror. So go to your bathroom, look at yourself in the mirror, create this situation. Now, I do understand why you're looking at yourself in the mirror. You're like, dude, I'm crazy. What am I doing? What's Adriana telling me to do? Look, guys, by you standing in front of a mirror, you're getting confident with yourself. You are talking to yourself. It will be scary at times. You don't have to do this for an hour a day. Try it for a minute. Try it for 30 seconds. Work your way up. Don't do it for about an hour every single day. 5 to 10 minutes is more than enough. But by you standing there in front of a mirror, you're getting comfortable with yourself. You'll see how you look. You'll also pay attention. Well, I do suggest that you do pay attention to how you sound, what you're saying, how your mouth is moving. Are you slouching? Are you not slouching? Do you look confident? This is a great way for you to prepare yourself for interviews, to speak, to do public speaking, basically any situations you find yourself in the future. Now, if you'd like to give yourself even more feedback, powerful thing that you could be doing is to be recording yourself. So at the moment, I'm recording a video for my YouTube channel. After I finish recording this video, I'll be watching it. So yes, I'm a native English speaker. I watch my videos so that I can analyze, how's my language look? Am I using language okay? How am I looking on camera? Am I being confident? Do I look shy? Do I look insecure? So I am self-evaluating and criticizing myself so that I can improve. If I'm doing this, there's no reason for you not to be doing this as well. If you feel comfortable, record yourself on camera. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, don't worry guys, I do understand it took me years to overcome my fear of speaking on camera. Do it in audio form, just record your voice and listen. Pay attention to your intonation, pronunciation, so that you are giving yourself feedback and you know exactly what areas you need to work and improve on. Also, a great advantage of recording yourself in video form or in audio form is that you have a record. You're able to go back in time and see your progress. I understand that at times you may feel like I'm not improving, I'm not getting better, and I'm never going to be fluent. But when you feel down, if you go and look what you did maybe a month ago, 3 months ago, you will see your improvements and you'll be more motivated to continue doing what you're doing. Great way to stay focused, to stay motivated. I do this with my videos. I do this also learning the Croatian language. It's a great way to pick yourself up when you feel down and say, hey, I have actually improved. But you know, sometimes you get those days when you just can't be bothered thinking in a second language. Look, if you feel like this ever, I feel your pain because I experience this on a daily basis. I'm living in Croatia, using Croatian language. Sometimes I'm just like, can't I just start thinking in English? Why? Why do I have to construct a sentence in Croatian? There are more easier ways. Let's say they're still really effective to practice speaking skills, but they're a little bit more passive, a little bit more rote learning, which really can impact your ability to speak faster and improve your confidence. One of the best ways I've found to improve and to practice my speaking skills is by singing along to songs. So basically, I listen to a song in the Croatian language and I sing along. I just dance, I have fun, I relax, but I make sure that I sing out loud so that I am making sounds, I'm working on my pronunciation, intonation, and for any of you that have sung along to a song, you know how hard it is to do this probably in your native language, let alone in a second language. It's a great way to train your mouth to move as native English speakers do. And also you will hear a lot of slang, a lot of grammar mistakes, but you will learn a lot about culture, about people through songs. If you want a fun way to practice your speaking skills at home, sing along, do a little dance, have a little fun, and just do it. But if singing isn't your style, you could also listen to audiobooks, but also have the book with you and listen and read out loud at the same time as a speaker. Now, I personally don't do this, but a lot of students do this. If you love reading books, you'd like to read in English, do this. This is a great way to see new words, phrases, expressions being used, but also to practice speaking skills at the same time. Speak at the same time as a speaker. You could also record yourself to see, okay, how did they pronounce this word? How did you pronounce that word? That way you can give yourself feedback and compare, see what areas you need to work on. Now, all these tips are extremely effective, but only if you're consistent, okay guys? I suggest that you use these tips for a maximum of 30 minutes a day. Now, I don't want you to be doing this for an hour, 2 hours a day. You need to make this learning fun. Have fun. If you're tired, you can't be bothered, listen to a song and sing along. That way you're practicing your speaking skills. If you'd like to do something even more passive, read out loud, shadow, talk to yourself. But if you are not consistent doing this every single day, it'll be really hard for you to improve your speaking skills. Don't overdo it. Don't be like, I'm going to improve my speaking skills now in 7 days. I'm going to spend 5 hours using these tips every single day. Guys, it doesn't work. It's better for you to be doing something small every single day in the long term, over 6 months, over 9 months, over a year's time, rather than cram learning. Cram learning is not effective. Be consistent, reward yourself, have fun, and realize that you're only human. If you make a mistake, you're like, yeah, okay, even natives make mistakes, but I'm going to try to improve tomorrow and just be consistent. Guys, these tips have helped me drastically improve my confidence speaking my second language. They've helped many learners in my online training programs, and I'm sure that they will help you. But maybe you're doing something else that I forgot to mention in this video lesson. Feel free to share with me in the comments below this video, what are you doing at the moment to practice speaking skills at home? Remember guys, if you like this video lesson, make sure to like it. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you know, get that bell when I post my next video lesson here to help you improve your confidence speaking in English. If you'd like to continue learning with me, make sure to download my free audio guide where I share with you exactly what you need to be doing every single day to drastically improve your confidence speaking in English. Thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in my next lesson. Bye for now.